What comes after you've left your first training company, in my case, Millis? What comes next? Let's talk about it. Coming up. When I left Millis gave me an open invite to return. If I returned within 30 days, it'd be like I never left. Data service would stay the same and everything. So what comes after leaving Millis? After leaving Millis, you go to something like an orientation. Orientations can be different lengths. The one I'm going to is 3 days. Sometimes they're 2, 3, 4, 5 days long. An orientation is not just where a company decides if they want you to drive their truck, sort of like a 3-day long job interview. It's also where you decide if you want to drive their truck. Just because you go to orientation doesn't mean you have to take that job. Just as you being invited to orientation doesn't mean they have to hire you. People leave orientation for a lot of different reasons. Most companies will bring you to them for their orientation. This means that they're investing in you before you've even formally accepted the position and been hired. In my case, the company that I'm going to rented me a car. I picked up a Nissan Sentra from Budget Rent-A-Car. Think about the cost of renting a car. $623 for the car that I rented, and the fuel and the hotel that a company is outlaying before you are even hired. This means that they have a significant investment in every person they bring to orientation. So they're not just picking people willy-nilly and taking every caller who calls in. That's why you have to answer so many questions and go through background checks, DAC check, and all of that stuff before you are even considered for the position. It's important for you to respect that and understand the investment that they have made in you before even bringing you to the location. Be sure to ask a lot of questions of their company before even going to an orientation. If you absolutely hate to drive Peterbilt trucks, then you certainly wouldn't want to apply to certain companies. You could get a surprise when you got there and found out they only have Peterbilts. Ask questions about their home time policy. Do you get home weekly? Every 2 weeks? Every 3 weeks? How many days off do you get at home? When you all know all of these things before you waste their time and money and your time driving all the way to an orientation. Spending a year almost only driving a tractor trailer has changed me. I rarely went in the left lane, and when I needed to make a stop, I looked for a truck stop. Yes, I didn't just stop at any exit which I could have stopped at. Instead, I looked for a Love's or a Pilot or a TA or a Petro, just what we always do. And I had to remember to go in the car entrance and find a place to stop to make that pit stop and get a fresh cup of coffee. Of course, it was an absolute beautiful day, which meant I got a lot of footage of the fall, the trees, the trucks, and of course I ran speed limit. I know, drives people crazy. Set that cruise control to speed limit. The car had adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. I felt like I was right at home in my Millis T680 Kenworth.
A lot of this area looks familiar because it's areas that I've driven over numerous times when I leave out of Georgia and head north on I-75. I picked up a second Rexing camera from another driver, and this one I believe has a little better quality than mine. I'm going to play with the settings and see if I can't get an awesome footage and get the best view. But look at those clouds. Clouds staying still, and we see those fall colors just popping. I love driving. I love traveling. I do miss the big rig. Whoever gets assigned Truck 1741 needs to take good care of her. In 51,000 miles, the only issue I had with her was a headlight issue. I'm reminded of someone else who left Millis, went to another company, wound up getting an older Kenworth tractor, and had nothing but problems with it, tractor after tractor. Sometimes the grass on the other side of the fence looks greener, but just remember, it still has to be cut. Starting at Millis Transfer makes it hard to look to another company and fairly compare them. Millis gave me a brand new tractor after only being there 6 months. Millis had television, DirecTV subscription, XM radio subscription, refrigerators, inverters. Not to mention the important stuff like the safety equipment, the Bendix Wingman system, the Bendix side monitor, the lane keep assist. And while we grumble about it, they had a lot of shops too. Cartersville, Trenton, Weedsport, Richfield, Black River Falls, Eden. As this adventure of the Midlife Trucker continues, going on to that second company, there are going to be all kinds of new things to experience, and you guys will be able to experience that right along with me. I've went to a lot of states driving for Millis. This map shows all the states that I've driven a tractor trailer in, which was a Millis unit. While this is a large part of the country, there is still a lot left to travel and explore. This new company is going to give me a lot of new experiences to chronicle right here on my YouTube channel. And of course, I will be comparing and contrasting them with the only experience that I have, which is that of the Millis Kenworth T680. I'll have to figure out how to set up an entirely different kind of truck. I'll be hauling a different kind of load, which will mean I have to learn how to do some load securement and placarding and of things of that nature. There will be different shippers and receivers. I've gotten really used to the drop-in hooks or the waiting for a beer to be unloaded. Things are going to change a lot. And hopefully you guys will ride right there with me as I continue to do it. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow, and share my content with other people you think might be interested in it. Be sure to give me ideas in the comments that you want to see.